Hi, Andrew here, and it's working! What's working, Andrew? My exercise program is working. I have exercised daily for at least 4 months. I would actually have to go back to the videos where I started out so that I could actually tell you how long it's been. All I can say is, since I started posting about it, since I said I'm taking this small walk every day that ramped up into many other things, I have not missed a day since. Now, it's 7:15 on Thursday night, and I'm sitting outside my kids' piano lessons again, recording videos again, and I haven't had my walk today. Today was an unusual day. Normally, I wouldn't go to the office on a Thursday, but my boss asked me to come in because I'm going on vacation next week. And we had to make sure that everything was in a good position to for me to be away. Now, what does that have to do with my plan is working? Well, one of the things I noted before I started exercising my way back into shape is that my resting heart rate has been tracking upward. And 4 months ago, it was regularly in the high 60s. Now, I know that many of you watching will not think that a resting heart rate of 67, 68, 69 is bad. And I suppose it's not in comparison. In comparison to what? In comparison to somebody whose resting heart rate is 72, or a coworker of mine whose resting heart rate is pushing 100. In the 60s, that's lower than average, that's lower than normal, so that's pretty good. But what if your resting heart rate is normally much lower than that? I told the story of my blood pressure checks, and the resting heart rate during one of my blood pressure checks was 59. 69 is a whole lot bigger than 59, at least percentage-wise. And so having it get up there as I got out of shape was not a good thing for me. Well, here we are, approximately 4 months of exercise later, and I have been I've been stressed because I've got this vacation coming up and I've got to get 3 little boys ready to go away on vacation. And the month of June and even the first bit of July wasn't particularly hectic at work until a week ago when everything seemed to pile in all at once. And so I've got all this big mess of stuff on my plate, all this big mess of stress. Guess what stress does? It messes with a lot of your systems, one of which is your heart, your cardiovascular system, but it messes with your heart rate and it raises it. Stress literally kicks your fight or flight response, increases your metabolism, increases your heart rate, puts adrenaline into your system, gets you ready to rock or to roll. And that increase in stress, of course, that's associated with an increased heart rate. And so the last couple of days I've been a little stressed because I've been trying to get stuff organized. And I have all of these little tasks on my plate that I haven't completed. And before I get in the car and drive off on this road trip with my kids, I want them done. Stresses. So Tuesday was bad. Yesterday was really bad. But I got stuff done. I cleared it off my plate. I sat down this morning to prep for my last meeting with my boss, and I get an instant message. She says, "Andrew, are you coming in today?" Well, I wasn't planning to. I guess I could if you need me. He sends back, "Well, it's our last meeting, and I'd like to do it in person." And it's like, okay, I'll get in the car. I'll be right there. It's a 20-minute drive. It's no biggie. This was at 9 and our meeting was at 10. I had time. Anyway, drove in, had the meeting, had far too many cups of coffee, not very good coffee either. Afterwards, got frustrated as all get out because of one of our the network connection, the server connection on one of our analysis computers wasn't allowing me to extract the data I needed and dump it to the network so that I could get it to my, you don't need to hear this. I was getting stressed out. But I solved that problem. And then I solved the next problem and the next problem. And a little later than I wanted to, I went home. But I still got home in time to have lunch. And I made my peanut butter sandwiches, and I walked out onto the patio, sat down, and ate. And I stared at the park. I checked a couple of little things on my phone, but that was it. I just sort of sat and enjoyed myself and reflected on the fact that I had a good meeting with the boss. I got a bunch of, I got my tasks all organized and ready or mostly ready for my vacation time. The kids had mostly got themselves ready, so the preps for leaving on Sunday will not be onerous. I got the long list of little tasks that were outside of work but needed to get done. They were off my plate, and so I was just sitting and chilling. And when it was, I'd set a little alarm to tell me when my lunch was done and I had to go back to work. It went off, and just out of curiosity, I checked my heart rate, resting heart rate, 59. The exercise program, to regain the fitness level that I had before, I'm not quite there yet. I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. But it's driven my heart rate back down to what I consider to be normal, 59 to 63. That's the number I expect to see. Anything above that, and what's wrong? It's elevated. Well, vigorous, but even more important, regular exercise has put it back to what it needs to be. So, one of the things that I was doing with this exercise program, get back in shape, get my heart rate back, get my fitness level up, all that stuff, mission accomplished. And I'm happy. I know it may not look like it, but as Droopy the dog in those terrible old cartoons used to say, you know what? I'm happy. And I am. Thanks for watching. That was my time. I turn you over. Now it's your time. And in the meantime, be happy, and you'll see me soon.